Well guys, welcome back to the channel. We are at the shop to continue our work on the Hawkeye. Now, as you guys know, all of the driveline, subframe, all of those parts are very, very crusty, and I want to clean those up before I put the driveline back in the car. As you guys can see here, every piece of this driveline suspension, everything is very, very, very crusty. And I want to clean that up before I put it back in this car. So we're going to play around with that abrasive blaster and see what we can do. The one thing I don't like about that is it's not in a cabinet, which will create a huge mess. So maybe I'll do it outside. I'm not really truthfully quite sure what the game plan with that is. I just know I've always needed my air compressor here, and it'll be nice to have that abrasive blaster as well. Now in the last video, we did a little bit of welding, if you want to call it. We had two bolts that broke off into the frame from the subframe, and we were able to successfully get those extracted with this nice little Harbor Freight welder. But I'm really trying to get the whole driveline, everything back in this car so we can start working on the motor. Now I apologize, I missed a day of daily uploads. We've had some crazy fires local to us. You guys can see how smoky it is. It's a lot better than what it was, but Sunday is the day I missed filming. It was like a 490 air index quality. It was very, very bad, and it made me pretty sick working Saturday. So I took a day off, and truthfully, I don't know how much we're gonna get done today because I'm not feeling good at all, and it's horrible outside. And there we go. We have the air compressor plugged into the wall in the corner, and then we have our abrasive blaster. Now, since I don't have the cabinet and it's just going to be loose media flying everywhere, I'm gonna pull the tarp off of the Honda, get it placed here so at least I'm spraying into a somewhat contained surface, and so we can reuse this media as well because it's not cheap. And since I don't have a cabinet, there's no way of collecting it. So I think with the tarp, we'll like tape it here and make a little wall out of it. We should be able to save some media without causing a huge mess outside. Now I should also preface this like I did in the last video when I had no idea what I was doing welding. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing with this abrasive blaster. Can't be that bad. I have a respirator because a lot of loose media does not help with the current air quality as well. I'm just breathing in more stuff. So I have a respirator, I have the gloves, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well guys, I'm running into a little issue here. Everything is hooked up. I have the material placed in the abrasive blaster, but for some reason, material will not shoot out. I don't know what to do. Obviously right there, it shot out some, but it doesn't continuously shoot out a stream of material, which obviously does not work for us. I have sat here trying to figure this out, and I'm going over the manual for this. I'm using the right material in here. It's not too coarse or large, and I cannot figure out what I am doing wrong here. A quick little rundown. I know this is very basic, but we have the air compressor that feeds in, pressurizes the system, and then you have your line downwards that you open up, and then you have your line from the bottom of the tank, which is where the media will sit. You open that up, and both lines pressurize and shoot the media out, if that made sense. So I'm confused on why it's not shooting out. The only thing I just saw was maybe my tip is too small. So I'm gonna go ahead and depressurize this system and see. Well, in hindsight, I didn't need to depressurize the whole damn thing. I could have just cut off the line up top and down below and just depressurized the line. So whatever, I mean, it's like a 30-second delay. We have it depressurized. Now let's see what's going on. Well, as soon as I took off the tip, there is all of the media. So I think the issue is that this particular nozzle is too thin for the material we have. So I'm having someone take a look for me at my shop. I'm pretty sure that when I bought this was also like a year ago, that it came with different nozzles. I'm gonna see if I have them at my house. If not, we'll need to make a trip over to Harbor Freight. I actually decided to stop at our favorite store, Harbor Freight. I left my gloves somewhere, I cannot find them, and I was gonna risk and just use rubber gloves, but I don't wanna risk that, so I'm gonna get new gloves, see if they have nozzles, and while I'm here, get some more media. Right now, I'm using walnut, and from my research, everyone says that should be good enough, but I wanna get some different types just in case it's not good enough. I don't wanna have to run back and forth all day long. And I wanna get more of everything because since I'm not using a cabinet, I'm not collecting the used media. So I don't wanna have to keep refilling it, if that makes sense. All right, we made it back to the shop. I ended up having to run home regardless because they did not have the nozzles I was needing. But here, I'll show you guys the difference. Here's the one I was using, and here is the one I think I should be using. Hard to tell on camera, but this OD is a lot bigger than this one. So let's go ahead and throw this on the gun and cross our fingers that that works. Damn it. All right, this is now pissing me off. I have tried everything. I even drilled out the hole size so it is bigger. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and empty this. I did buy a different type of media. We're gonna put that in here and we're gonna cross our fingers it works. All right, here is the walnut I was using before. You guys can see how thick it is. And then here is our, what is this? Aluminum oxide, and you guys can see how coarse this stuff is. And if for some reason this media does not work in there, I bought this little goofy thing that hooks straight up to your air compressor. So we have a couple options. This is really pissing me off. I know I'm not the brightest person when it comes to this stuff, so I'm sure it is 100% user error, but I've been here for hours and I'm really trying to get this stuff blasted. Let's go ahead and give that a try. Well, it started working here, you guys can see it kind of like this, the before and after, but this thing is horrible. I can see the purpose of it, but for what I'm trying to do, I really need to have a cabinet, and I'm just making a huge mess outside. There was really only a few pieces I was wanting to sandblast as well. I was really hoping to do the drive shaft as this whole thing is crusty, but it looks like I'm gonna have to hit it with my wire wheel. The front and the rear subframe and the support thing here is going to get replaced, and I'll go ahead and just wire wheel the diff as well. I'm annoyed. I spent hours and hours trying to get all of this stuff to work, and it does not work. I've used sandblasting cabinets in the past. Amazing, you can sandblast, blah, blah, you have light. Not an issue. This thing I hate. I hate doing it this way. And granted, I'm probably doing something wrong. I always am doing something wrong. But yeah, this sucks. I'm annoyed. I can barely breathe. yeah, all around bust. Since we've kind of had like a dead end with everything we've tried to do today, let's go ahead and let's do the manual labor and hand clean up all of these parts. Well guys, it seems like today is not my day. Both of my Milwaukee batteries are now dead. I only have one charger, so one is sitting on the charger charging right now. But here we go. This thing is cleaning up nicely. I was worried that with the rust and corrosion, it was going to take chunks out of the drive shaft, which would then unbalance the drive shaft. But from everything I've done so far, this thing is buttery smooth. Now we are heading out to Justin's place to get all of the parts I need replaced. Welcome to Subaru heaven. He has everything you need Subaru wise. I'll drop his in the description. If any of you guys need anything Subaru, any part, a car, anything, he has it for you. Now he's working. I don't want to go in there and just put a camera in his face. So I'll leave you guys in the truck. I'm gonna go in and grab all of the parts I need. And there we go, guys. It was partially successful. We got the front, rear, and the U-frame, and they're all in perfect condition. But I broke those two rear subframe bolts, and we were not able to find him here. He has so many damn parts that we weren't even able to find the parts, if that makes sense. He has everything you guys need, anything. So I'll be coming here a lot when I'm missing certain bolts and whatnot. But yeah, so at least we ended off today and this video on somewhat of a high note. We got the new parts. So tomorrow morning, next video, we are able to get this subframe, everything put back together if everything goes to plan.